Okay, we're gonna try this and see how this goes. So, we're gonna dock a dinosaur and a stuffed wolf today. All right, so if you are docking tails, you're gonna have your puppy, and you're gonna have your person hold the puppy like this with both hands, kind of have them keep their fingers away from the tail, and they're going to kind of hold the puppy head down with the tail pointing up towards you. So it's actually going to be, what you're going to see is more like this, right? Towards you. And you're going to be holding the puppy like this, or they're going to be holding the puppy like this and holding the puppy pretty firm, that you don't want them wiggling out of your hands, okay? So from here on, though, just pretend that somebody's holding the puppy, okay? So then you're going to take a band like this, clear band, okay? And you're gonna stretch it out like this. And let's see if I can. Okay, you're going to take your puppy and put the band on the tail, and this first wrap is the most important. So you're going to kind of take it and you're going to go back behind the anus. Let's say this bump right here is the anus. You're going to put it right up to the anus, pull it up, and pull it as high as you can go, and that's your first wrap. And then you're going to go, this tail's really, really long because it's a dinosaur instead of a puppy. But you're going to make sure that as you come through, see how I'm like crossing over and I'm making sure to stay. So like that would be really bad. Like you don't want to have that. So then I would go back through and I would make sure that it's like perfectly lined up on the tail. Sorry, it's really hard to do. Okay, so anyway, so you're going to finish, once you finish wrapping the tail, you're going to check and make sure that it's all the way around. I like to go, 3 or 4 times around, but you want to basically get it as tight as you can possibly go. And let me show you just, so like, let's say, because I can't go up too far. So like, we're going to go around like this. Okay, so we're gonna do it until literally, like, I can't get any more band around the tail. Gracie, stop. Okay, so like this would be a pretty good banding, and you want to make sure that everything is like right on top of itself all the way around, and that the anus, you can see the anus, but the anus will be like super, super close. So like where the tip of my finger is, right there, that'll be the anus, and then that'll be the band. Like, boop, right there. And then the top part, same thing. You just have it straight across. My daughter's banding dinosaurs too. So let's do it on the wolf. So same thing. So this is the anus. A little easier to tell with a wolf, okay? And we're going to take the band, pull it up over the tail, make sure that it's in a nice, good position. This will come up like that. There we go. And this is the anus. That's the band. Bring it up over the tail. Mommy. Measure it really perfect like that. Go back around over and over again until it's really, really tight. On this wolf, it would be basically 2 rounds. And so what we do is we band, and then we go back through and we check, if you can see, and this is actually very similar to how it will look. You actually go back through and you make sure that your band is right on top of itself. So let's see if I can find a spot that's not like that. Oh, here we go. here's a spot. So do you see how one part of the band is down here, and then there's a teeny bit of skin, and then one part of the band is up there? So you would want to fix that. You would want to make sure that the band is right on top of itself. Okay. You go all the way around like that. And then we just leave it like this. And after, 3 or 4 days, sometimes even 5 days, the tails fall off. Mom, it's gross, but mom eats them. And then you've got docked tails. And I mean, we get it 100% of the time. It's great. As far as dew claws are a little harder to do, but basically you've got your leg here, and you take your I'm spacing out what it's called. You take your instrument and you clip here, and you kind of like dig into the dew claw. There's no dew claw here, but you kind of like dig in between the joint. Once you get in between the joint, you close your I forgot what they're called. Gosh darn, I'm forgetting what they're called. But you close them, and then once they're closed, you just take your fingernail and you scrape it off. You scrape that off. And when you let go of this, it's going to bleed a little bit. And so you want to hold real tight. And we take a little bit of, I can send it to you, but it's basically to stop bleeding. And you put a little bit on there, and you just hold pressure on the dew claw until your puppy stops bleeding. And it usually takes, I don't know, 2 minutes, a minute, 2 minutes, something like that, for bleeding to stop. And you're going to kind of hold it on there with that. We've used Quick Stop, we've used, all kinds of stuff, and I can send you a link to some stuff. But you're going to hold that until the bleeding stops. You can kind of let it go, and I don't touch it, but let it go and kind of watch it for a second. See if there's any bleeding, and if there is, you're going to get a little bit more, a little bit more stuff. Take it and push it back on there and just hold. The dew claws take a lot longer than the tails do, and it's a lot riskier. So if you're nervous about it, you can just skip dew claws and only do tails. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Wolf, for helping. And like I said, that's how you dock tails. You're just going to leave this on, and the tail will fall off over a couple of days. Alrighty?